The dark truth about people-pleasing. People-pleasing, the psychological trap. There's something inside you, something weak, desperate, and afraid. It whispers, say yes, keep them happy, don't upset anyone. And every time you obey, it gets stronger. You think you're being kind. You think you're doing the right thing. But what if I told you? You are being controlled. You are not kind. You are not noble. You are afraid. Afraid of rejection. Afraid of being alone. Afraid of what people will say when you finally put yourself first. And that fear, it owns you. It dictates your thoughts, your choices, your entire existence. But let me ask you this. Have you ever agreed to stay late at work even though you were exhausted because you didn't want to disappoint your boss? Have you ever said yes to a friend's favor even when you knew they wouldn't do the same for you? Have you ever sat silently in a conversation, nodding, smiling, pretending to agree, just to avoid conflict? And when it was over, did you feel respected, or did you feel used? Because that's what people-pleasing really is. It's not generosity. It's not kindness. It's self-betrayal. The uncomfortable truth. People-pleasing isn't kindness. It's weakness. It makes you easy to manipulate. It makes you a puppet, a slave to the expectations of others. You become a mirror, reflecting what people want you to be instead of who you truly are. Every time you say yes when you want to say no, you shrink. Every time you apologize for something that wasn't your fault, you fade. Every time you silence your voice to keep the peace, a part of you dies. And the worst part, the people you are breaking yourself for, they don't care. They will take and take and take, and the moment you stop giving, they will replace you like you never even mattered. Because to them, you were never a person. You were a tool. The real-life scenarios where people-pleasing destroys you. At work, the endless cycle of saying yes. You have a long day at work. You're drowning in tasks, exhausted, barely holding on. Then your boss walks up. Hey, can you stay late and finish this for me? You want to say no. You need to say no. But instead you smile and say, sure. Now you're stuck, working hours you don't get paid for, all because you were too afraid to set a boundary. And do you know what happens next? Nothing. No reward. No gratitude. Just more expectations. Because now they know you'll never say no. Friendships. The one-sided loyalty. A friend calls you at 2 a.m. They're in trouble. You jump out of bed, drive across town, do whatever they need. A few weeks later, you call them for help. They don't answer. You call again. They make excuses. And that's when you realize your loyalty was never returned. You were just a convenience. Relationships. Love or fear. You're in a relationship. You always go along with what they want. Their choices, their preferences, their happiness. And every time you have a need, you swallow it down. Because deep down, you're terrified that if you speak up, they'll leave. So you stay quiet, you stay small, and in the process, you lose yourself. And when they finally do leave, you realize they were never in love with you. They were in love with how easy you made their life. Why do you give and suffer in silence? The answer is buried in your past. Maybe it started in childhood. Maybe you learned that love had to be earned, that you were only worthy when you were useful. Maybe you had parents who only praised you when you were obedient. Maybe every time you expressed anger or frustration, you were told, stop being selfish. And now, even as an adult, you are still playing the same role. The good friend, the helpful coworker, The one who always agrees, always smiles, always bends to fit into the mold others have created for you. And the scariest part? You think this is who you are. But it's not. It's just who you were trained to be. The darker version of you. There's another version of you. A version that doesn't kneel. A version that doesn't fear disappointing others. A version that doesn't just say no. It doesn't even explain itself. This version of you understands something that you have forgotten. You don't owe anyone an explanation. You don't owe anyone your energy. You don't owe anyone your suffering. This version of you is cold when it needs to be. And I know what you're thinking. But I don't want to be heartless. I don't want to become selfish. But tell me this, when has being selfless ever saved you? When has bending over backwards ever earned you respect? When has silencing yourself ever made you happy? Never, and it never will. So I ask you again, who is in control right now? The weak version that pleases, or the stronger version that rules? Because the moment you stop fearing the consequences is the moment you become free. But freedom has a cost. It means losing people who only loved you when you were convenient. It means facing the discomfort of rejection, of judgment, of standing alone. It means walking away from relationships where you were only valued for what you could provide. But it also means waking up for the first time in your life. It means reclaiming the power that you gave away. It means looking in the mirror and seeing yourself, not the version others wanted you to be. And once you unlock that version of you, there is no going back. The final warning. So, the choice is yours. You can keep pretending, keep apologizing, keep breaking yourself just to be liked. Or you can finally let go. And trust me, once you do, you will never want to be that weak version of yourself again. Because the moment you stop pleasing others is the moment you start pleasing yourself. That is true power.